Hi, I'm Caitlin Blaire, and this is my 365 challenge where I challenge myself to draw daily and complete at least one finished piece each week. Let's get into it. On March the 6th, I started with a sketch over a layered acrylic paint on some stretched cotton. I love wearing what I paint, and Olivia Rodrigo's concert is a great excuse for me to do that. I'm going to her Atlanta show, so I felt okay taking on this project without feeling rushed. Originally, I wanted to paint this directly on a jean jacket, but I wanted to rewear this piece, and you can't wash it once it's painted, at least in the way that I paint, which I know is really not the recommended way to paint on fabric, like ever, but I do it anyways because I like to. But it's fine, I found a workaround. So I cut up an old white cotton shirt, and I will eventually, I did add snaps, so I can not only take this piece off of my jacket, but I can snap others on too, so I can reuse the jacket and still display my art without just having a bunch of random jackets everywhere. On the next day, I fleshed out the sketch. I realized very quickly that it did not look like Olivia Rodrigo at all. I really like how it was rendered. I think it's really cute. It doesn't look like her. So I knew I had to redo it, because if I kept on like this, I would get to the end and be like, oh my gosh, this sucks. So I went over it with my grabby acrylic markers, and it looks scary. So I had to change it once again. But this time I'm like, maybe this face angle it really isn't working for me. I think I tried to redraw it a few times after this without taking photos, because it just looks so bad. But for the next thing, I looked up this pose. It was very clear. I could see the pores in her skin. I made sure it was something that I could really reference. And I took my iPad, and what I did was kind of did the grid method with the background. I looked at the background, and that's how I kind of sketched it out. And so I was looking at my iPad and my piece of fabric, and I just kept going back and forth until it looked perfectly matched to what it looked like on my iPad, because I really wanted to be proportionate, at least. Even if it didn't look like her, it had to look right, okay? But I really started liking how I ended up. It wasn't just purple and pink anymore. It was reds and blues, and it started looking very more abstract than just plain realism, and I really liked how it went from there. But I stopped after I got the face down, because I'm like, okay, this is a good place to leave off. On the next day, I started to flesh out a little bit more. I think I added more makeup, maybe to define some features. I added hair in her shirt. And I know her shoulders look a bit off, but after going back and adding a bunch more, that's really not noticeable at all. On March 9th, I started adding in all of the other things. So after finishing her hair, I'm like, oh, I think it should have this cute little friendship bracelet frame with all of her icons, because I really wanted to keep her guitar in, and the moon that she flies across, and all of these different little things. And then, of course, me wanting to be so mean to myself, decided I need to draw a million stars in the background too. So I did that, and it was painful, because not only did I have to layer them once, but I had to layer them twice, some of them 3 times, and then after that, I had to go back and I had to clean them up, which is terrible, because have you ever tried to outline something when it's 3 different colors, and if you don't blend it right, it's gonna look stupid, and you're using acrylic, so it's gonna dry differently, so you thought it was the right color, but it's actually not the right color? That's what it was for me the entire time. So essentially, after putting the stars down, I redid the background around the stars, and that was really painstakingly painful. Then, for some reason, I was like, oh, the stars need to pop a little bit more and look a bit cleaner, so I went around them and I outlined every single one of them. And I defined the beads, I gave them some highlights, some shadows, to really make them look like the pop art piece that was her. And I added some highlights to her hair. I didn't think it was going to look that great, but it looks really amazing, and I'm just so happy with that turned out. I was worried about the sequins, because I don't think I've painted sequins with acrylic paint before. On Procreate, I use a brush that I paid for, so I don't even really know how to do it so well there. Like, I understand the logic behind it, but I hadn't done it before. But instead of just sticking with reds, I added some blues in, and I think it looks really, really great. Oh my gosh, now just doing this, I realized she had like necklaces on that I didn't paint. Oh my gosh. Will I go back and add those? Only time will tell. And maybe just put it in acrylic marker if I do. But that's like actually crazy. But Girl I've Always Been is not my favorite song by her. It's not even my favorite bonus track by her. But like, the lyrics just stick with me so much. Like, I am the girl I've always been. I'm a candle in the wind. I'll turn you out, I'll turn you in. I am the girl I've always been. I love that so much. So I'm like, you know, I had no other thing. The only thing I wanted to put on that painting was those lyrics. So I went with those lyrics. Then on March 10th, I don't think I started this guitar drawing on this day. I think I started the guitar before I started the initial painting of the jacket. But this is when I finished it up. I think I was going to do a different drawing or something. And I don't know. I don't really like how it turned out. It looks more storybookish than realistic like the rest of my guitars. So I may go back and redo that before I order an official pin of it, because this just kind of looks kind of weird to me. But I don't know, maybe I just round it out a little bit. On March 11th, I drew this stitch out of Crayola chalk while I was at work, and it's really cute. I love the pastel colors. I feel like it really represents where I'm heading with my art, sticking to very colors that make me happy, even if it's not realistic or true to tone, because I mean, Stitch isn't realistic, but it's not true to him, but it's okay because it's really cute and it made me happy, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Then on March the 12th, I sketched out Ariana Grande from I think it's the Now That We Don't Talk music video, but it may have been like a makeup look or a live performance. I'm not really sure. I could go back and find the reference, but I was downloading some like sped up versions or some remixes of it, and I was looking for icons to use for that song, and I found this photo and I just could not stop staring at it. Like, that girl just has like the most beautiful side profile in the entire world, so of course I had to draw it. Yeah, I finished off the week with just a simple sketch, and I'm really proud of how this week turned out. I love being able to complete something without it taking months to do, but I mean, I was really excited to do that. I guess that's something about art. It can be something that you look forward to doing every single day, and that's the part I live for. And when I'm not there, it's kind of hard, because you don't want to do anything if you're not gonna look forward to something at the end of the day. But whenever I'm in a good space with art, that's what happens, and I'm very happy that I was there, and I feel like I'm getting back there, so I love that. And thank you so much for watching. You should check out my social media where I post art more, and I post about my store, which I am going to start selling some little paintings soon, so that'll be really fun. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye!